What's going on, guys? It's your boy Byron Scott and the man, the myth, the legend, right? Afghanistan
Oh,
grand himself, Mr. Thad. What's going on, man?
nothing much, man. Happy Friday. We had some closings today, so
Yeah,
it's
I got
always
some closes today. I guess it was a
closing
happy
Happy
Friday.
Friday.
I kind of don't like Fridays, I
Yeah,
mean, to going into the weekend, you can't get nothing done, and you know,
yeah.
somebody's at my door though, so Thad's gonna take over for a second.
All right, let me handle what's going on, Ali. Yeah, let's get it, man. I don't know what y'all did this week or how y'all month is going, but I hope it's going as good as ours is. Um, it's been it's good. It's been a great week. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, your guy, your boy. I
That
haven't
is
worked
back.
today. Yeah, I'm back. I was here. I was here. I've been here lately, but I'm back on screen. Back
Back
on.
on screen, Thad. It's so nice to have you back on screen, man. So, you know, uh, good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. So
It's good.
today
It's good
we're
to be here.
talking about Thad mentioned on another episode that he has only done virtually wholesaling,
I've
right?
only done
Like
virtual.
that is wholesaling. Like he didn't know there was another way to do this, right? It was like
Except for maybe the first deal, because I did see the house.
he did see the
That is
house in the
that
first
was
deal.
the only one that I've ever seen the house out that wholesale.
Yeah, the only one he ever saw the house, right?
Yeah.
But he's been virtually wholesaling, and it's like
My
that's
whole
just
career.
life. Like virtual wholesaling is life, right? So Thanos wholesale these houses from right there where he's sitting,
Right here.
and these houses have been all over the place, right? So and I wholesale houses sitting at work. You know, I'm pretty sure some of you can wholesale houses or have wholesale houses while you are sitting at work. So we're gonna talk about today how to wholesale virtually. Like how do they do this? What do they
First you
need?
need
Like, what do they need to
an
wholesale?
internet connection. Like,
Internet connection. That is
uh,
very important. Don't underestimate that.
other than that, though, I mean, you're gonna need an internet connection, a phone, or a computer. Uh, but since you're not gonna be there, I mean, you don't need too much. I mean, me and Byron always talk about buyers and sellers. Buyers are a little bit higher priority than sellers, but you're gonna need one or the other or both, to get this thing started. I mean, we've had a few people, send us properties, from all over the place, and they didn't have a buyer. Byron, you remember that guy from Arizona? Uh,
Oh
speaking
yeah.
speaking of that guy from Arizona, I got a text yesterday about that. I don't know if we got any traction with that or not, but you remember I sent you that property in Atlanta?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That property.
yeah, that property. But yeah, that guy's in Arizona. He don't even have a seller. He
Yeah.
just he got a wholesaler and then called me about it.
Yeah.
And then I called Byron about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be in the middle of it. Like I'm not in it. But you're gonna need a buyer, seller, or maybe a wholesaler, maybe an agent, somebody. You're gonna need a deal. That's not how I typically wholesale. Like me personally, I'm more of a contact the contact the sellers. I'm direct to seller. Contact the seller. I like to have my buyer send their own inspector out. Um, so like when you're dealing with like say like iBuyers, your iBuyer will send out their own inspector. So you're not gonna really have to be there. They're gonna do like a report. Sometimes they'll send you the report and you can see what the house looks like,
So you're
and get all the
saying
notes.
the buyers are sending their own people out to these properties.
The buyers are sending their own peoples out, or the buyer is going themselves. If it's like a mom and pop buyer, they will go
Yeah.
themselves and see the property.
So you calling Bo mom and pop?
I, you know, I'm calling him little Bo Peep. You know, so yeah, little Bo Peep. Yeah, he's on pop.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll go themselves.
So you are getting buyers to go see the property. What happens when they see the seller? Like, what happens?
Well, I mean, I make sure my buyer like me and my buyers is I mean, the hedge funds don't care. I mean, they don't care at all. They're just gonna send out their person, and nothing's gonna happen really. I mean, I sometimes they try to ask the person questions like, "Hey, did my property pass?" Blah 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 blah. But the inspector probably doesn't know what the underwriters are going to say anyway. So it ain't really going. You can say, "Oh, your house looks great," but they don't mean the underwriter is going to think it looked great.
Yeah.
It doesn't always add up. And
Yeah.
then as far as just like your mom and pop buyers, um, I pretty much the funny thing about little Bo Peep is that he don't want people to know that he is the buyer. He
Yeah.
like he don't want like the tenants to know that he wanted to be like like a mysterious people that come and just get the money.
Yeah.
So he don't he's very he tells people he worked for the people that buy the house. You know if the tenants are there, but I really don't care too much if he talks to the seller, you know. But I have a good rapport with my buyer, and like buyers in other places, like maybe that I don't have such good rapport. A good thing to do is maybe get a lockbox, put a lockbox on the house, and if you partner with a local real estate agent, they can put the lockbox on there, and that way, if the house is vacant, the seller won't have to go out there, and you can have buyers, you know, run through the house, and you know, see the house, and nobody's gonna like they're not gonna see each other. So you could put like need lockbox access. Buy a lockbox off of Lowe's. Give the lockbox, have your real estate agent pick it up and just hold on to it. And whenever you have properties that are vacant, you know, so that their buyers don't run into the seller, you could put that lockbox on there. Um, but I regularly don't have problems with this kind of stuff. To be honest with you.
So Nika says, what if the buyer is unavailable to go out and see the property? If you send a contract out to get an estimate, do you pay them a fee or just for going out?
Well, if the buyer's too busy to see the property, then even if I send out my own contractor, like they probably won't believe it.
Yeah.
Like they probably gonna think that I fudged. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably don't. I don't know if they trust me enough for me to send my guy out there and then say, "Hey, this is what we found." You go buy that.
Oh,
So
Gotti.
if the buyer's too busy, he
Sup,
might
man?
he might have an inspector that he trusts, and he would send that inspector out. Um, or we probably just move it to another day when he's not busy. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Yeah.
because they normally not gonna trust. I can say, "Oh yeah, it's perfect house. It looks real great. There's nothing wrong with it. You ready to buy it?" You know, just go off what I said.
Yeah.
This is what my boy said. Even
Yeah.
if I told him, "Hey, go out there, make a report," but leave out the worst stuff or make it don't fluff it up.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what I told him to do, so they probably want to get their own person who's not affiliated with me to go and do it.
Yeah.
I would think that
Yeah.
they probably wouldn't be down with that.
Yeah, so I would imagine like if somebody's actively buying in the area, then they're gonna have somebody to go out and see that property. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that does or does not do with virtual wholesaling, he ain't giving nobody no rehab estimates. Right? Do you give me rehab estimates that?
I,
Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this is something that you do.
I do not give rehab estimates. Most of the time,
Why don't
like
you give rehab estimates that?
I haven't seen the property. Like they seen it. But that's I mean, A, how would I give you rehab estimates if I haven't seen the property? B, some of the things I don't know how much it might cost. Like I can maybe call a roofer and be like, how much would this roof cost? Okay, there you go. That's how much the roof costs. But some of these things I don't know how much they cost, but like I'll give you an example. If I send a broker, like sometimes we call real estate agents, we call real estate brokers. If I send an agent or a broker over to a house and he's showing it to his buyers, then I really don't need to be there for him to do that.
Yeah.
They might say we saw this, and this, and we think that it should come down because of this. And then I go to the seller and say, hey, they sell this, and this. They think it should go down because of this. And the seller's gonna say, yes or no, or maybe in the middle or something. And then I'll go back to the buyers and they'll be like, they say yes or no or in the middle. So we're gonna be here. And that's probably what's gonna happen. So I typically don't have to know exactly, I can tell somebody like, okay, this house is 1,200 square feet. The kitchen needs to be, redone. The bathroom needs to be redone, and the other bathroom, needs new tile. If they buy houses, they know how much that stuff costs without me giving them an estimate. They say, okay, the house is 1,200 square feet, needs a bathroom, another bathroom, and the bathroom needs tile or something. They already know how much the tile is. They know better than me. So I don't, I just tell them what it is, and but if y'all got a better way of maybe slicing the apple or something, I'm all ears. But that's how we do it, or that's how I do it myself.
There you go. So Thad ain't even slicing the apple. He said, don't even worry about giving them repair costs. They should be able to figure it out themselves. I always say, like, I'm not the dadgum rehabber. Like, I ain't gonna be fixing up the property. Why would I even need to know that? Right? You gonna fix the investor's gonna fix up the property, so they need to figure that out themselves. So Glenda said, hey everyone. I finally made it to a live. I usually watch them after.
Oh
Well,
wow!
thank you for
Nice, nice
making
to see
it.
you,
Made the
Glenda.
live. I guess you and Thad are right there together. Thad made the live and you
I
made the
made I made it today.
live. So yeah, so today we're talking about virtually wholesaling, man. Wholesaling from your living room, right? That's what Thad does. Thad wholesale from his living room,
My bedroom.
your bedroom slash kitchen slash dining room slash. But anyway, so Thad is wholesaling right from his house. And we're talking about how he gets that done. So if y'all have questions about how Thad virtually wholesale, make sure you leave it off to the side or just comment below. Pretty sure we'll answer those questions about how he's virtually wholesaling. So how you finding the properties?
Uh, you know, um, I found a properties through testing. Going on Propstream, pulling lists. Like I said, I'm direct to the seller, so a lot of tests. Um, as I'm texting and something might be like a hot lead or something, a hot lead, being like we have a price, I know about like or I'm about to give them a price. I might go ahead and send this to like an agent that I'm working with. The agent might not be a buyer, but the agent will probably know like, hey, on this street, you know, houses are probably, you're probably going to be here. Sometimes you can just look at this, square feet or whatever, but some cities have certain neighborhoods and certain streets that you would have to kind of be a local to know, like, why is it this street, this same house, and then like, half a mile over, like, if you're looking at just like, oh, it's a half a mile, it's the same square foot. No, no, it's a different street, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're not gonna know that if you're not from there and you're wholesaling virtually. It's good to have boots on the ground that you can like send something to, and they be like, yeah, on that street, you're
We
probably
don't
gonna
know
get it
that.
around here.
Yeah.
Even though there's a comp half a mile away on that street, so that's nice to know. So I be sending my stuff, kind of as I'm going, getting, it's kind of like when you watch one of those movies and somebody has an earpiece in their ear and
Yeah.
they're getting like instructions. So like, the agent's the ear person in my ear, saying like, no, don't do that.
So you
Uh,
usually rely on agents to be your boots on the ground.
yeah, I like to partner with agents in all the cities. Um, that's what I like to do.
So you call up agents and what do you tell them?
What do you mean? The first time or The
Like,
very
how do
first
you get
conversation.
them to be a boot on the ground?
Okay. So the first time I call them, I think I mentioned this a couple times. Like we really want, like we want their cash buyers, but we're not just gonna ask for the cash buyers. You
Yeah,
know, we're gonna go around the way and come back to the cash buyers.
yeah.
Um, Somebody asked us a question, but
So
I'll go ahead and
Anthony said, "What's y'all main marketing source? How much revenue are you making monthly?"
how
So,
much. Okay.
I would say the main marketing source is texting, right? How much we're making monthly? So like December, I made 15K. This month, I probably make 15K again, but like it's because I'm flipping properties mainly because I'm not like there's deals that I could have wholesaled and I probably could have made like 30K in December. I could have made like 30K. I probably could make more than 30K this month. I probably could make 40, 50K. But I'm wholesaling these properties versus I'm flipping these properties versus wholesaling them. So it takes more time. So I'm kind of, I was wholesaling a lot, but now I'm doing more flips. So it takes more time to flip these properties. So, but you're talking about bigger profits too. So, but on average, I would say now if you just average all of it together, I say probably, if I did 15, 15, and then the next month I'm doing, my flip close, I do like, 70K or 80K or whatever. You average all that up, probably end up being around 40 grand, right? Somewhere around there every month. And that's good. Like, I think that's good enough for me. I was telling people it's like, and that's slow. Like this is slow, right? Back when things were really going, we do like a bunch of closings every month. Like this is slow, and that's what you can make doing this stuff. You out there really doing it. Um, so Linda said, "What do you use to text?" REI reply. Somebody's at my door again. That take over.
What do we use to text? We use Lunch Control. We use Lead Sherpa. Um, we are using Lunch Control right now, but we're thinking about going to Lead Sherpa. I've been doing some Lead Sherpa tests though, and they have a line in all of their messages that says um, type stop or text stop or something to opt out. But I feel like having that line in every single message is making people opt out who would maybe just not reply. And once somebody opts out, even if they change their mind and say like 2 months from now, like, "Hey, are you guys still offering?" You cannot respond to them. So I see that being a problem in the future. It's not going to be a problem like at first, but the more you text people and the more they just opt out and you can never text them again, um that's going to be a big problem. I mean, in Lunch Control people can type stop and still opt out, but I feel like once you see like text stop to opt out in every single message, then you're more naturally just to text stop. I don't know what the percentage difference is. I would probably need to like test like 100 people here and 100 people there and see how many stops you get on versus each platform. But that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about maybe not leaving Lunch Control, and maybe just staying at Lunch Control. But right now we use Lunch Control and Lead Sherpa. Um, no, we don't use REI reply. How many texts are we sending daily? We're probably sending like almost 5,000 texts. No, my bad. That's not true. Like almost 7,500 texts a day. But you're never gonna, if you use Launch Control, you're never gonna get 7,500 texts a day. It's gonna be reduced. It's gonna be like, I don't know. It's because when you skip trace a list, you're gonna have first phone number, second phone number, third phone number, and when you text on Lunch Control, it'll text all the first phone numbers the first day, the second phone numbers the second day, and the third phone numbers the third day. But those second and third phone numbers are gonna count into your next day's supply of text. So if everybody you tested on the first day had a second number, then it's gonna cut into the available text you have for the second day, and the same thing for the third day. So you never get 2,500 texts except for maybe like on a Monday. So maybe on Tuesday you get like, I don't know, maybe like 2,200, maybe
Yeah.
2,000. Then by Wednesday you might be at like 1,800 till like Friday or
Yeah, I
something.
really don't like that, man. The way those
Like
things go out. But
like per things. That's so like so because he asked how many. So like if you said 1,800, 1,800, 1,800, you might be you getting close to 6,000, but we supposed to get 7,500, every day. So it kind of fluctuates.
yeah, it kind of
To be
fluctuates,
honest
but
with
it's supposed to all equal out,
you. Yes, it's
but
easy.
that's why we're looking at lead Sherpa right now. But but Anthony said, and how much do you spend on marketing? So each one is like $1,500.
Yeah, each one is like 1,500 bucks, and then it depends on how much if you skip tracing like new lists, like big new list or small new list. We used to do like big list. Now we still skip tracing lists, but I don't know if I when's the last time, maybe like at least a month since I had to skip trace something. Like I used to have lists like maybe like $4,000 or something on a list, $3,000 or something. But
Yeah,
now my list might be more like $500, $600, $800,
yeah,
$1,000, something like that. But it's because I have so many leads anyway. I don't really. I might only be doing like multifamily, or I might only be doing like something small, so I don't have to, get a bunch more leads because I already have a lot of leads to begin with.
yeah, no doubt. So we have tons of leads, actually over a million
Over a
leads
million leads.
um, that we could choose from. So, we don't have to necessarily pull so many lists. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what we're doing. And Anthony Warren, man, I think you had like a deal in South Carolina. We called up an agent live for Anthony Warren like a couple of months ago. I wonder whatever happened to that deal, man. Let me know whatever happened to that situation. Did you get the deal? Did it fall through? Whatever happened, and how many deals have you done since then? But anyway, so Ali said, "Are y'all still sharpening, sharing
Share.
Propstream?" Uh,
Kind of, but not. We're not really sharing Propstream no more. I mean, I can log in to Byron's and see it, but since like we don't really share it too much, but we can still like see the stuff. As far as launch controls, yeah, we still share them, but then on the other hand, Byron has another one that I don't really put much in there.
yeah,
So we kind of share, but then we kind of don't share. We
yeah,
do, but we don't. But we do, we don't. But I can log in there and see, like, like say he go on vacation or something. Like, Byron, you got a deal, and blah 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 or something. But
yeah.
uh,
And we share VAs too.
yeah, we
So
share VAs. So we do, but we don't.
yeah, we
Like,
we share as
we
much
do,
as we can, man, because like
yeah,
that,
we share. We share
help
almost
everybody.
everything.
Yeah, help everybody keep the costs down, and it's just easier on everybody. Doing it that way. And there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, especially if you can get, if you can do it. So Glenda said, "Where do you guys get all those leads from? Over a million sound crazy." Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just we've been at it for how long? Over 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
But we start skip tracing like a ton. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, okay, I know I'm gonna be in this area, and I know I'm wholesaling this area. It's like, why don't I just grab all the leads that I can? So we just grab all the leads that we could and just skip trace them. Like I would pull a list, but I would pull from my areas and the certain type of properties that the buyers like to buy. But there's not a ton that's still out there. You know what I'm saying? That I haven't skip traced. So that's kind of why. And I'm looking to go into other markets too. So Anthony said, "Yeah, I'm starting over. If I wanted your launch control build out as far as templates, what would you call? What would that cost with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I know
I
Byron
would
be
say
helping out.
$500 will build out the whole launch control for you. We'll start it up for you. We'll set it up for you. Your
Oh,
trade
okay.
supplies, your template, $500. What do you think that?"
Uh, Yeah. Oh man.
Dude, send that right now, man. Yeah, it may be more than that. That
I
what you
don't know,
think?
man.
Thou-
It depends on. I I normally write a lot of templates and stuff. Like I write like a lot of templates. So it's just I mean I guess I got to think of how many I got to write.
I
Because I
mean,
want to make
templates
sure I
and
get
then
good
quick
quality.
replies. Like I think the quick replies really helps you automate things
Yeah,
because you can
yeah.
get
The
a
quick reply.
VA to just send out those quick replies, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah. Byron was always about Dad. Use the quick replies. I
Dude,
used to just copy and paste.
yeah, or start typing stuff. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
just hit the quick replies. But Thad, you ponder over that cost.
Let me think about that.
Anyway, so Anthony said the sellers killed the deal. Oh man, I did one deal off of iSpeedtolead. Oh man, that's pretty cool. That's good to know. But I don't want that to be my main source for deals. How did that go? How did the iSpeedtolead go? As far as how many leads did you buy off there before you actually got a deal? Because like I've looked at that site and all that stuff, they reached out and all that, but I haven't done anything. Even like I think I got one free lead, right? And I don't even think I really followed up on it. I didn't take it serious. So that's what happens. People get stuff for free. They don't take it serious. But anyway, so Ali says has the VA asked for double the pay since they're being shared? No,
What?
they hadn't
What?
asked for double the pay because they're being shared. They basically just got two bosses, So that's just kind of how it is. So Anthony said, "Where does he pay?" Oh,
Oh, Lord.
I guess we'll set some up. We'll set some up.
We have to talk about it.
We'll set some up. But I didn't even think about that. But that's super valuable, man. To get your launch control set up. Whew, you be ready to go, man. Like to get it all the way like boosted, just like we got it. Man, like you would be ready to go and make some deals, especially if you got some buyers. But anyways, so Ali says it's launch control automated.
Oh,
Where can I launch a campaign and not have to be in front of my laptop? Well, you can get you can I think you can do it on your phone, and if not, just get a virtual assistant. Pay them $3 an hour, right? I'm pretty, even if you pay somebody just to text out, like you can hire somebody half time, 4 hours a day, $3 an hour. What's that? What's 3 times 4?
I mean $12,
$12 a day. You got your batches sent out, and you got somebody looking over at least the first few that
Oh,
come in.
look, Byron. We should have our VAs run their lunch controls. We said, look, add that to the list.
Yeah,
We'll
you
add
want
the lunch
you
control.
want to launch control with a trained VA that'll run your launch control.
Look,
You laugh. How
no,
valuable is
no,
that?
I'm saying
Like I got a VA that put properties under contract for me. You know
look,
what I'm saying? So
we'll just give them access to that lunch control. Have Laura, the girls work it because you're like I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll think about that too.
That's way too valuable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're basically getting properties under contract for you. All you have to do after that is just go sell them. So yeah, but man, go get your VA, man. It really doesn't cost that much. $12 a day. What's that? 12 times 5. What's that? That 60? Is that right?
Yeah.
$60 a week. Not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not too bad. So Ali said, how many leads do you guys buy from them? What?
He's asking Anthony how many leads did he buy
Oh,
from.
he buy from Lead to Speed. I was like, buy from us? Like, he bought that from us. Oh, he's saying Lead to Speed. Yeah. So you say he bought 3 leads. The other 2 were not any good. But the one what? 20K? Holy, and you ain't gonna go back? Like, Thad over that type of Lead to Speed. Dude. Man, you got me trying to go over there to Lead to Speed. I went over there and looked at some stuff, but I really didn't go in. How much did you pay for those? Like,
Yeah,
How
that's
much,
it.
like, I don't think this.
Yeah, how much do they cost?
No. They don't cost that much. Like they may be no more, like a couple of $100. I would imagine that he didn't pay $1,000 for those 3 leads, and he made 20.
Ali, use Byron's link.
Yeah, use my link if you're gonna get on Lunch Control, man. I got
No, lead the speed.
oh yeah, Lead the Speed too. I got that too.
You got a link for that too. Man,
Yeah,
he be
I got a
sleeping,
link for that
man.
too,
You know, he
man.
be sleeping,
I
man.
told you I went over there and messed with them for a while. Um, but yeah, I put all of that stuff below, man. I put all that stuff below. But yeah, man, I always thought that was pretty sweet, what they were doing. And I was even thinking about, setting some money to the side and be like, man, I'm just gonna use like maybe $1,000 and just buy some leads and see what happens, you know.
He said,
So
drop the link.
drop my link. Hold on, man. I have to get it. Thad, you got to answer the question. Can you
Man, Byron be over here sleeping, man.
let me
Uh,
be so Glenda said I paid my VA and it was $60 a week. There you go, $60 a week, not bad. Launch control with trained VAs, even better. Just give me the price. Come on, Thad. Come on, Thad. Come on with the price, man.
then he said, you see, Ali said, hey, you want a VA with 3 bosses?
You are
That's
the,
what Ali said. Did you see what he said? You
I
guys
bought
scroll
two
up.
clearance. He bought two clearance at one regular price for $350. Whoo, man! If I'm you, I'm going back to Lead to Speed. I Lead to Speed. So drop the link. What is it? I just need a build out launch control now. What Thad's gonna come up with a price before we get off this thing right here. Thad's gonna come up
Before
with
we
a
get
price.
off, I gotta answer the questions. But we'll have you a price by Monday.
What? No, dude. That's just like a
Yeah.
seller, dude. You can't just let the seller wait over the weekend.
All right, we'll have a price by Saturday or something. Yeah.
How you gonna get in contact with him? You ain't even got his contact information.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna make him a lunch control, then we're gonna have to get his contact info. So I assume we're gonna.
All right, Anthony, reach out. You can reach out by emailing us at that email address right there. So email admin at OpenResi. Oh, okay. So you can email us admin at OpenResi and we'll get you that build out, man. Let me get this link. That's gonna answer y'all questions and entertain y'all. So how else can they do virtually wholesaling? That what else do you think is an important component to being able to wholesale virtually?
What else do I think is important? I'm trying to think what I already said. We talked about iBuyers, local buyers, real estate agents. Um, what else do I think? What you think? What you got? Um, Trying to think of something you need. I don't know, man. I can't. I'm trying to think. What you got?
No, I mean, I would just say you just establishing credibility, I think is a big one too. It's like you have to if you're gonna be virtual, a lot of people question you, you know, and you gotta establish that credibility. I think that does a good job of that. Um and I think that's one that's pretty hard to do. So like getting a website, making sure your email address it looks like it's professional, like Byron at whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like Byron at GeorgiaHomebuyers.com. You see what I'm saying? Makes you look officials. LLCs make you look official. Like you got to look more official. If I was local, it's like I'm able to show up. Maybe I can be like, I'm a local investor just looking to buy a property, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're a person on a computer. It's like people always think it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. Like, how do you? And I asked Thad this. I'm pretty sure he got more answers. Like, how do you go back at people that think it's a scam?
Byron.
Yeah.
Oh, your camera went black. I wasn't sure if I didn't know if you were still here, but yeah, you're we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. My
Um,
camera probably died.
okay, well, you're here in spirit.
I'm here like you, that in volume.
Yeah, you're here in volume. But
Go ahead, that. How do you establish that credibility?
um, with agents, sometimes like like you might drop dimes, like you might maybe do a little agent small talk about how the market's going. Like sometimes agents ask me like, what have you seen, you know, and I might talk about a few markets here or there, or what we've seen, or maybe some of the sellers we've talked to, people like that, because they a lot of agents kind of know about their markets, but sometimes they have questions about other markets or how things work, or even sometimes they even ask, they don't sellers don't know what wholesalers do. So like I've had sellers like they kind of know that wholesalers are kind of sleazy or something, but they don't know why. They just like, I heard something bad about you wholesalers. Like, what did you hear? I heard y'all were scamming people. Well, I don't, this is how I do business. Like, we do
But
this,
what
this,
do
and
you tell them, Pat? What do you tell them? Like, this is how I do business. What do you tell them?
so I tell people like up front, like, okay, you want me to just tell them what I would say, like, but that's
Yeah,
what I say to the sellers. Okay,
yeah.
this guy. All right. So I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna talk to you like I'm talking to the seller. And that's what I tell the agent. I'm like, hey, I'm Thaddeus with blank blank company, and we find homes for local investors and for hedge funds. They send us a criteria. We search for that criteria. Your home happens to be in that criteria, so that's where we're reaching out to you. The purchase price that you just gave us, we're going to send that to our investors and our and our hedge funds. It depends on the house, but and our hedge funds, and they're going to get back with us, within how many days, and either they're going to approve your price or not approve your price, and well, just how the deal would go. So once I tell the agent that, and I'm like, and we, I don't tell the seller this, but I tell the agent, and if the buyer wanted, 300,000, then we tell the hedge fund, 320 or something, and that's how we got paid. Because sometimes they don't know, and they're like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. But when you're talking to them about stuff like in the real estate world, um, stuff that sellers are saying, like just every day, like like say you're a football player and somebody's talking to you about like, man, like running these sprints and doing this stuff, they're like, man, yeah, I'll be running sprints too, like, oh, we in the same field, rather than, you know, maybe they play football and you talking about chess or something, and they're like, you don't even do what I do. But once you're like, oh yeah, you kind of doing this, maybe not exact same thing, but like you're in this realm, you know what you're talking about. Like, kind of make sure you know what you're talking about. I mean, that's as far as like credibility. But but I told y'all the other day, um, another thing, when I talk to sellers, I try to bring them value first. When I said sellers, real estate agents, I try to bring them value first,
That was two.
uh, or sellers too. But like we were talking about the credibility of wholesaling, virtually. I try to bring them value. So I'll normally say like, do you need any leads? Are you interested? I look on realtor.com and say, are you interested in any leads in blank city, whatever city that says on their on realtor that I'm trying to do a campaign a campaign in. They'll say like no or yes. They probably going to say yes. I'm looking for leads. Oh, great. Well, because I'm a local wholesaler and I'm about to do a campaign in this city. I get people who don't want to sell for wholesale prices. If they decide to list, would you be interested in doing some of these listings? They're probably going to say yes, and they kind of pulls them in, because they already first they're like, I don't want to talk to you, but then you're like, oh, you got something I want, you know. Then
Yeah.
once they got something you want, you can remind them that like I said, I am a wholesaler. Um, I these deals that I'm finding, like if you have cash buyers, we could probably send them to your cash buyers and see if they would like them, they maybe make you some money, you know. And another way, because we really want the cash buyers. The
Yeah.
listings are okay. we're here for the cash buyers. But,
Yeah.
but we're not just gonna say, "Hey, you got any cash buyers? I'm a wholesaler."
Yeah.
You know. But by the time we had this nice little conversation, um, you know, I normally tell them I'm going to do that campaign in maybe a week or so. So I'm like, look for me to call you next week. I'll be sending you properties and asking you about some addresses, in the next week. So then next week when I'm texting them and say, hey, what about this street, or blah 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 blah. Like they already know I'm coming because we already talked about that. Um, and so it's already kind of building, rapport. They are, like I've had people work with me. They didn't know anything about wholesaling, and they're some of my biggest like cheerleaders. You know, they know some of the sellers in the cities, and they know some of the other agents and some of the other buyers. And they told me one day they said put a lockbox. I don't want the people to know that I'm in your posse. Like, but she didn't want people to know that she's working like kind of for me. She's not working for me, but she's in the fold. But the other like, but she never knew anything about wholesalers. I'm like the first wholesaler she ever worked with. But now like she's like, oh, maybe you get a deal this way, like she's like trying to help me out, trying to send me deals and stuff. So I'd say go about it maybe that way. Hopefully that I know that was kind of long. Hopefully that kind of answered.
Yeah, I think that was good though, Thad. That was gold right there, man. You're giving away secrets, Thad.
Giving away secrets.
But
Giving away
anyways,
secrets.
I'm about to have to go. Jordan got the last question of the day, and Jordan says, "How do you get a professional email and a domain?" So you go to like Google Domains, and then when you go to the Google Domains, you're going to be able to sign up to try to see what domain is available. So maybe jordanstewart.com is available, or jordanstewart.io is available, right? And then, or whatever you want your business name is. Yeah, I would check to see if that domain is available before I even choose the business name. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how I would do that, right? And you can set it up, and you can have like admin at, you can have Thad at, Byron at, you can add different people or whatever, right? So that's how you do that. But whew, it's been a good little episode, right? We had 42 minutes, kind of short for us, but my camera is dead, and I kind of need to go on my family getaway for the day. Go enjoy the family, my wife and kids. Go have a good time. That I like to have.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Enjoy the fruits of my labor, which is time. And man, next week we don't get to go live tomorrow. We'll go live on Monday. But Anthony said he sent the email. So we're gonna check your email out, Anthony. I think that's a good idea. We should start, sharing this kind of stuff with people. And shoot, man. Ali, last question. Hey, Byron, are you going to ET's event this week? No, I'm not going to ET event this week. At least I have no plans to. But anyways, peace out. We appreciate y'all.
All right,
Like,
nice seeing y'all.
share, all of that other good stuff that y'all do for everybody else. And we'll see y'all on Monday.
All right. Hopefully somebody sponsors the video for Tuesday on Monday.
Hopefully somebody sponsors the video. How do you become a sponsor? You give a super sticker, right? Doesn't matter if it's $1
Be a
or
dollar.
whatever, $1 or $1 million. You never know. But you give a super sticker, and you become the sponsor of the next day's show, right? So our last sponsor, we're gonna shout him out. We always shout out the last sponsor. Maybe you can be a sponsor for like a whole week. But James Dempsey was our last sponsor of the show, and we like to shout him out. There we go. So but we'll see y'all on Monday. Peace out.
Peace out.